Hello, Explore Mindset family. Welcome to the Explore Mindset YouTube channel. Whether you're passionate about 15 things you didn't know about Rolex or just looking for 15 things you didn't know about Rolex, you've come to the right place. On this channel, we briefly describe what viewers can expect: entertainment, education, inspiration, etc. Each video is crafted with love. I am happy to have you join our growing community. Rolex is unarguably the world's most lofty and notable extravagance watch brand on the planet. Related with progress and renown, Rolex has more than 100 years of development, craftsmanship, and pushing the limits of making solid, tough, and enduring extravagance watches. 1. Rolex was established in London, not Switzerland. Today, Rolex is a Swiss organization, yet Rolex was really established in London by a German and a Brit. Hans Wilsdorf and Alfred Davis initially began by placing developments into cases for diamond setters under the alias and Davises. 2. Rolex co-imagined the helium discharge valve along with watchmaker Doxa. Rolex concocted the helium getaway from valve, a valve to deliver helium gas developed during decompression. 3. The Rolex name was enlisted in 1908. Before this, the organization's name was Wilsdorf and Davis. 4. Hans Wilsdorf left the entirety of his Rolex partakes in the Wilsdorf establishment. When he kicked the bucket, all responsibility for was passed on to the Wilsdorf establishment, guaranteeing that the organization's pay would go to noble cause. Since his demise in 1960, Rolex has been a trust. 5. Rolex doesn't settle corporate personal duties. Since Rolex is a cause establishment, Rolex SA doesn't settle corporate personal charges. 6. Hans Wilsdorf made the Air Ruler line in 1945. Hans Wilsdorf fostered the line to respect RAF pilots of the Clash of England. 7. The day wheel of the Rolex day date is accessible in 26 dialects. The dialects are English, German, Arabic, Chinese, Danish, Spanish, Basque, Catalan, Ethiopian, Finnish, French, Greek, Hebrew, Dutch, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Latin, Moroccan, Norwegian, Farsi, Clean, Portuguese, Russian, Swedish and Turkish. 8. Rolex protected one's self-winding system, never-ending rotor. In 1931, at the point when delivered, the interminable rotor was progressive. This innovation is a semi-round plate that depends on gravity to move unreservedly. The never-ending rotor was the primary wristwatch to utilize a 360 degrees winding rotor. It would come to turn into the beginning of programmed wristwatches, which is presently the standard for mechanical watches today. Today, Rolex called it the clam unending. 9. Rolex has its own foundry. Rolex is an organization that does things a great deal uniquely in contrast to its rivals. Rolex refers to this as the Rolex way. This incorporates having its own foundry where the organization makes its gold for its all watches. This makes Rolex the main watch organization to make its own gold and have its own in-house foundry. 10. Rolex was given the most reduced ecological rating as newbies/non-straightforward by WWF. Overall Asset for Nature delivered a report where they gave ecological evaluations for watchmakers and gem dealers in Switzerland. In this report, Rolex was given the most reduced ecological rating as newbies/non-straightforward. The inspiration was that Rolex as an organization isn't straightforward in where it sources its materials, nor doesn't address the effect of its producing exercises on the climate and environmental change. 11. Hans Wilsdorf proposed to supplant watches that had been seized from Regal Flying Corps pilots when caught. Some Regal Flying Corps pilots purchased Rolex looks as they considered them better than the standard gauge watches. That's what the catch was. In the event that the pilots were caught and shipped off a captive camps, their watches were seized. Wilsdorf learned about this and proposed to supplant all watches that had been seized. He didn't need installment for the rest of the conflict. This likewise showed that Wilsdorf was sure that the partner would win the conflict. 12. The Rolex crown logo was protected in 1925. Today, the Rolex crown is known from one side of the planet to the other and is in a flash conspicuous image of riches and achievement. 13. Rolex has 4 unique plants. These processing plants are arranged in Switzerland. The 4 industrial facilities are Plan Les Watts, Les Acacias, Chainboard, and Bienne, where Rolex developments are made. Every production line handles various pieces of the assembling system. 14. All Rolex watches are COSC confirmed. Control Officiel Suisse de Chronometers, COSC, is an autonomous testing organization that was laid out in 1973 to test the accuracy of Swiss-made developments. To guarantee extraordinary precision, Rolex has all of its watches tried by COSC. 15. Pretty much each and every part in Rolex's watches is made in-house, except if for a couple of little special cases. Rolex makes each and every part for its watches in-house. Rolex needs full command over the assembling system, and taking all that in-house permits Rolex to get. Simply don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss upcoming interesting videos.